Hi everyone. Right, today I've decided that I'm going to do an altered playing card for Anne Williamson's group. The theme this week, which is being hosted by Teresa Sim, is black and white theme. And so I've grabbed a few bits and pieces, and I've got no idea where I'm going with this. I've just got a roll of the Tim Holtz paper at this stage. So we'll see where we end up. Because it's black and white, I've decided that I'm going to leave the card. I'm not going to gesso it. It's black and white, so I might as well have some of the playing card showing through. So let me just grab my Mod Podge, and then I just need to decide. I don't know whether to use the 2 or the ace, and which part of this wrapping paper I like best. Let's have a look. Let's have a play. And I like the butterfly. I like that. And then what have we got there? Horology. Horology. Oh, an idea's just sprung to mind. Let's have a look. In fact, that's not horology, that's what is it? Hang on a minute. Horlogerie. I wonder if that's the French word for horology. Well, I'm going to assume it is anyway. I think I'm going to do 2 of these. I'm going to glue both of these on. Right, let's do this one first. Right, okay. The paper's glued onto both of the cards now. So it's nice and stuck down around the edges. So that's those 2. I'm going to put the horology one to one side, and I'm going to work on this one first. And off camera, I have just made a washi tape flower, which I want to stick on to the card. And the way that I've made these, if you go and watch a lady called Faith Unedited, Kimberly Bowman, I think her name is. It's definitely Kimberly anyway, but she's done some really cool videos recently, showing everybody how to make washi tape embellishments, and this is one of the flowers. And all you do is you grab a piece of string. Let me just show you one really quickly. Let's just show you in this washi tape here. And then you cut a little piece of washi, like so. And then you stick in the middle, like that, the string. Then you fold over the washi tape so that it's nice and flat, and you do that with 6 pieces of washi. It's just, you don't have to be exact with this, just eyeball it. Whoops daisy. I'm covered in glue still from where I've glued the paper down, so I'm really sticky. There we go. So, and you glue 6 like that, and then you just bunch them up like this. There we go. And you bunch and bunch and bunch. In fact, it's probably easier to cut the petal shapes before you've done the bunching. You form a petal shape by trimming it like this. Again, they don't have to be exact. There we go. In fact, one's longer than the other, so just trim it until they're all roughly the same size. And then, as I say, you just bunch all 6 together really tightly, and then tie it in a knot. But go and check out Faith Unedited's video. So you just sort of pull them, if there was 6 on here, you just pull them all together like that until you've got a flower shape. So that was how I did it, and then I just inked around the edges, and then I've just got this decorative brad here. This came from a pack that I had from our local pound shop. So I've just put that in the centre, so I'm going to glue that down. That will form part of my embellishment. But you could use tacky glue, you could use your hot glue gun, whatever you like for this. And then I've decided I'm going to use washi tape again, just to put another decorative strip. I just want to cut this into a point, like so. There we are. And then I'm going to, in fact, I'll put a bit of tacky glue on that just to hold it. Let me just check to see, yeah. Just trim that. I've done quite a long strip because I don't know whether I'm going to add a sentiment to this. So there we go, so I've got that glued down, and then I'm going to do the same using the bird washi. And then there we are, and then trim. Let's just wipe the nozzle on my glue and stick the lid back on. Oh, my embellishments come unstuck. Let me just stick some, I might have to get my hot glue gun out for this. The glossy accents might not be strong enough. Let's just put a blob of tacky glue on and see if that'll hold it. Right, so I'll set that to one side to dry, and then I shall grab some bits and pieces to work on the next one. Okay, so I'm back with the horology card now. Right, horology is my theme. I suddenly got an idea as I saw the word horology, or horlogerie, which is the French word for horology, so I'm safe. And what I've done is I've printed off a moon face and some clock faces on free printables off the internet. And this was off the, what did I put in? Whimsical moon face. That was what I searched. And that was the size that printed out, and then I've shrunk it by 20% just so that it, by 80%, well, I put it on 80%. And then I just want to have a look and see which face, which clock face I'm going to use. Quite like that one there, but I don't like the brads. I think it's going to have to be that one there. Let's have a look. Quite like that one actually as well. Okay, I've cut the clock faces out, and this is the one I'm going to use. I mounted them on black cardstock before I cut the clock faces out, just to give it some structure. This is just on plain paper, no need to mount that one. This is the clock face I've decided to use because that one to me is just too big, it just doesn't look right. And then to give it the aged look, I have gone over it with brushed corduroy. So I just took a makeup sponge and I've just inked over that, and then I just want to go just around the edges as well, just in a bit of black as well, just to sort of add to the aged effect. That's fine, that's a bit better. And I've done the same with the card here. I've gone over it with brushed corduroy. This is the Tim Holtz Distress ink. So I've gone over that, and then I've inked around the edges just using black, jet black StazOn. So I've used those two there for that. I've done exactly the same thing with the face. I've gone over it in the brushed corduroy and then just gone around the edge just to highlight it with the StazOn jet black. So that's my face sorted. So I just need to glue the face on now to the clock face, and I should come back and use that later. And then I've used a couple of stamps to make some embellishments. I stamped on the back of a white piece of cardstock using black StazOn ink. This is just a laced heart shape. And then I've fussy cut around the edge. It's got a slight scalloped edge, And again, I've just inked around the edge and gone over it with the brushed corduroy. So I'm going to glue that on. And then I stamped a butterfly image as well. This was then just on a piece of scrap cardstock. I've written with Pentel permanent marker the word inspire, and then I've just rounded the edges just using by hand, just using my trimmers. And again, I've gone over it with the brushed corduroy and around the edges in black stays on, so that will be glued there. So we're getting there. Right, okay, so I've just trimmed off, cut a piece of jewellery wire. This is 24 gauge beading wire, and it's slightly aged. It's not the shiny silver, and I think I'm just going to trim a little bit more off this. I'm just going to grab my pliers and just pull it together in the center like so that it's just easier to work with, and so that I can trim them to an equal size. And then I'm just going to trim it just a little bit more. Be careful with this because, as you can see, it does ping everywhere. And then I'm just going to grab my round nose pliers now, right on the very tip, so that I can have it as small as possible. And I'm just going to wrap. Going round like so, just to create some curlies at the end. Go around a couple more times, I think. And then I'll do the same with the other side. Just keep wrapping until they're about an equal length. That looks fine. Then I'm just going to pinch that together, just so to make it easier when it comes to gluing. Right, I'm just waiting for my heat gun to heat up, but before I do that, I've glued down the heart and I've glued down my sentiment, and I just want to go over the centre of the butterfly with black permanent marker. There we are. So I'm happy with that. Let me just give that a quick dry with the heat gun. And then I've fiddled around with my antenna, and I'm happy with that now. And I'm just going to add a little dab of hot glue to the centre here. There we go. Let's just glue that down quick before it falls apart. There we go, that's fine. Her face is glued onto the clock face and everything is glued down on her body. And then I want to make her arms and legs out of beads. So I've had a look through my stash, and these are the beads that I've chosen. And I'm just going to go off camera now and wire wrap these. Right, I've just done one wrapped bead, and I'm just going to show you, for anybody who would like to know how to wrap a bead. I've got my round nose pliers and a length probably about 4 inches, I would say, 4.5, 5 inches of wire. That's 20 gauge craft wire, and I'm just going to pop my pliers like so and bend to a right angle with my thumb. Then I'm going to bend the wire back over the pliers until the wires are parallel like that. Then I'm going to reinsert my round nose pliers, and I'm going to wrap twice. Can you see? So that I've got 2 loops so that it's nice and neat. And then I'm going to trim that off, and that's what I've got so far. So I'm going to put one of the smaller beads, oops daisy, where is it? Can't find the hole. There we go. One of the smaller beads on the end, then the longer bead, followed by another small bead, and then I'm going to make another wrap at the other end. So I'm going to leave about that much so that I've got room to wrap. Bring the wire over the top, reinsert my pliers, and then I want 2 more wraps. And this way, by doing it this way, it's nice and secure. And then I'm going to take another length of wire, and I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to bend it to a right angle, wrap it over, and then this time, before I add my bead, I'm going to secure that one to it. Then I'm going to reinsert my pliers and do 2 more wraps. 1, 2, that one's a bit short, so I'm just going to grab my other pliers just to bend it round, trim off the excess. There we go. Then add my bead and then create another wrap at this end. Right, we're nearly done. Here she is. All of her components are now assembled. So I just need to attach her arms and legs. I've made her a little neck as well, because I thought she might look a bit strange without a neck. So I've just used a smaller pony, glass pony bead for that, and 2 more of the spacers. So I just need to decide where I want her legs attached. I'm going to just grab a pencil. Let me just sharpen it. And I think about there. So I'm going to use my pokey tool, because I just think if I use a punch, the hole will be too big, and I'm just going to make a small hole. I don't want it too big. Do you know, I'm also wondering whether I want to add another card to the back before okay, I've added another card to the back, which I have painted in Black Dilutions paint. Right, okay, I've just gone and grabbed some bigger jump rings. I think these are 8mm. These are 5mm, so you can see there's a big difference. And I've just attached one just to check that it's going to be the right size. So I'm just pulling it open. Oh, I need to make my next hole, don't I? Let's have a look. I'm just going to eyeball it. There we go. Right, okay, and I'm going to just attach the jump ring, then attach the legs, oh dear me, and then I'm going to close it. There we go, that's looking really cool. And then I'm going to do the same with her arms. So I want to attach it at her shoulder. So I reckon about there. And I'm going to do the same the other side and just make sure that I've got it in. Good morning everyone. Right, yesterday I continued adding her components, but I've made a few changes. I decided that her arms were too long, so I've taken one of the links out and she's more balanced now. And also the component configuration I had for her neck just didn't work. Her neck just looked too long. So I've looked through my bead stash and I found a flat spacer saucer bead. So I've added that. You'll also notice that her head has changed as well. Her head just looked too small, just because of the length of her legs. So I grabbed the other clock face that I didn't use and I attached it to a piece of black cardstock. Then I drew some petals round the card and then fussy cut it out and then glued her face on. The only other change I've made to her face is I've added rosy cheeks and red lips. I also added some small pearl sticker beads. They just came on a sheet like this that I had for £1 from our local pound shop. So I added those to the centre of the butterfly, and that's it. She's finished and I'm really pleased with the way that she's looking. And then as far as the card is concerned, I didn't make too many changes here either. I added some of the larger pearl beads off the sticker sheet just to the washi tape there, and I've inked around the edges. I've also given the back of this the black Dylusions paint treatment just to tidy everything up. And that's it. Thoroughly enjoyed making these today. So thank you to Anne and Teresa. I'll put the link to the Facebook group in the link below. So have a great day, everyone. Hope you give it a try.